Oh, it's the Writers Roundtable, and I'm here with Matt Babich. Matt, what are we doing on tonight's show?
Just to address everyone's concerns, the real Matt. This is the real Matt. A 17-year-old did not, kidnap the real Matt. This is just what I look like without any facial hair. Today, we're doing something a little different. We drafted a big board team a few weeks ago. We're going to do that again tonight. There's been a lot of mock drafts. Seth's been a part of a lot of mock drafts. So we're gonna see if his mock drafting ability, he's improved since his first one. Let's see if that translates over to the big board, because last time we went out there, not sure we put together a great team.
Hey now, our team was all right. So we have Ahaan Rungta on the show for the 1,000th time, or we love Ahaan, 187th time or something like that. So why don't we all get this started? Why don't we get it started right now? Oh, there she is. I got that all in time, and I don't have the right screen. There we go. So if you would like to draft with us tonight, we are on Underdog Fantasy. The big board is on the precipice of filling. It's like at 98%, so we're going to sneak one of those in on the Writers Roundtable as we discuss, I don't know, things like Trey Lance and Lamar Jackson, and nobody cares about Aaron Rodgers. But we'll go ahead and join this big board right now. I'm going to go ahead and click on it so you have some time to go over there. I'm going to click enter. It's a $10 entry on the big board. I'm going to click yes, and we're waiting for 8 people, so you still have some time to head over there if you want to draft with us tonight. And while we're waiting, I think all the people want to know what's going on with Trey Lance these days.
I tweeted about it. I tweeted the reference. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I don't know where. It just feels like the logic was supposed to be, not necessarily Trey Lance hype, but everything we're hearing is there's no confidence in Trey Lance being the starting quarterback, and it is a Trey Lance, Sam Darnold competition to play the temporary role until Brock Purdy comes back. And I guess this is just a massive dub for #QB wins, because what did Brock Purdy really do on the field besides not turn the ball over and just happen to win football games while being on a hyper efficient offense with a Kyle Shanahan run game and one of the fiercest defenses in the NFL? I'm just not really sure what's going on. Ahaan, can we make sense of this?
I don't really know what to make of this Trey Lance situation. I've treated it by just not saying anything, because as soon as I say something, oh, look, we have a draft. As soon as I say something about Trey Lance, the 49ers called, separate, by the way, from the Brock Purdy cult, it seems, will come after me. So I think we just got to let it play out. You sort of never know what Kyle Shanahan is doing at some point, and I'm still of the belief that Trey Lance can be a very good quarterback in this league. And if he does make it as a starter, I think the fantasy value obviously is through the roof, given what he can do with his legs. Also, Cody, I'm sorry, okay? I didn't change after my dinner. I'm wearing this oversized Red Sox logo shirt. It's okay.
Opening day's coming up. Maybe we'll talk about opening day at some time. It's tomorrow.
For a brief period. Baseball matters.
Hey now. Yeah, but Trey Lance has to be a buy right now in Dynasty, right? Has to be.
This is the time to buy. If you're waiting to buy, I'm not sure what you're doing.
Speaking of the draft has kicked off. Holy cow! And we're at pick 6, and man, I think Ahaan had the first pick last time, so I think Matt, I'm gonna give you. Or no, it was Edward. It was Ed.
That was definitely not true.
It was Edward.
So we'll give our one fewer pick, and I'm happy to have one fewer pick since I'm the guest. It's up to you.
No, since you're the guest, we'll give you this pick. We'll give you. So what are you looking at the 1-6 here? This is our draft position. single quarterback. So where are you looking here, Ahaan?
This is a perfect spot where I feel comfortable taking Travis Kelce, who's gone now, but I'll settle for Stefon Diggs. I'm completely fine with saying that I still think Diggs has overall wide receiver one in his range of outcomes. I said that last year. I think that's the case this year as well, even with the addition of Deontay Hardy. If they draft a wide receiver, maybe the overall wide receiver one ceiling dims a bit, but I hope they don't. And the possibility that they draft a superstar wide receiver in the draft probably pretty low. So I'm happy with Diggs.
The Bills say they're comfortable with Gabe Davis as their number 2 receiver. Do we believe them?
I don't believe them because they're a smart organization. But if true, I'm thrilled with Diggs at 106.
So the real question to me, it sounds like, is the number 2 receiver in Buffalo somebody who comes in the mid to later rounds of the draft, or is it Khalil Shakir?
It's Deontay Hardy.
Oh, Deontay Hardy. Yeah, we already had that discussion.
Yeah.
Why not both?
Why not both?
Yeah, so what I'm hearing, and if Edward DeLauder is out there somewhere, I'm hearing a double stack with Gabe Davis and Josh Allen in our future. Right? I mean, how could we not go Gabe Davis with this team? Just double stack the Bills.
If you're going to roster Davis, it's in best ball. So
yeah,
I can stomach it here.
I wouldn't mind it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. In fact, it'd be pretty funny, I think, to take Gabe Davis and even prop him up a little bit the one time that he's not on the show.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see if I can do what it's saying in the private chat.
Thanks, Seth. Very discreet.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were talking. I thought you were talking to me. Zoom in a couple inches. That was a really weird thing to see while I was in mid sentence.
I don't know if I have the technology, but I'll work on it.
Control plus. But yeah.
Control plus. Oh my God. Is this real? Can I do this? Hold on.
That's MIT right
there. Ha! Technology is on my side. There we go.
Yeah,
absolutely beautiful.
That's so much better. You went a whole show without telling us to do this last time.
Yeah. Now I know how to fix the spreadsheet probably in Mock Draft Live. That was problematic for me. Anyway.
Hey, what can I say? I create problems and solve problems.
All right. Well, we're one pick away. Matt Babich. Who are we taking
All right,
here?
It's going to be on me. We're taking Eckler as the hero RB if he.
Oh, but what if he gets?
I'm going to guarantee that he's not, because I just said that we're going to pick Eckler. So if we pivot, there he goes. Let's see. We have Diggs.
Yeah. Do you want me to sort it any which way?
No,
I know it's hard to see.
I'm good with the 5 that are on here. We're not taking a quarterback.
Okay.
I like supplanting our receiver core, Kenneth Walker.
It's 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker here, RB. I'm doing it.
All right. So Kenneth Walker, maybe just for now while we do this, I'll play with the configuration here. Oh no, that doesn't look good at all. Kenneth Walker has been the subject of some controversy on Player Profiler due to a Theo Greminger trade. I don't know if you guys saw it or not. But what do we make of Kenneth Walker? Is he is he the RB1 in Dynasty? Where does he rank there, and where does he rank in a redraft? Like, is the second round kind of where he should go in a format like this?
I'm for the context of what we're building here, I'm fine with using hero RB on Kenneth Walker. I don't think he's in the Dynasty RB1 conversation, personally. I think there's a running back who isn't even in the league yet that's even more in the conversation for that than Kenneth Walker, which is Bijan. So I'm not there yet with Kenneth Walker, but for redraft with Geno Smith at quarterback and running back basically the same core. He's a red zone monster last year because we know what Pete Carroll likes to do. you can get pretty similar production from him, but for a full season. So I'm fine with Kenneth Walker for redraft, but no, I don't think he's in the Dynasty RB1 conversation.
Yeah, I can get behind that as well. Really, the thesis behind Kenneth Walker is I think there's in terms of best ball after Breece Hall, there's a pretty significant tier break. And if I could do it over again, maybe I would take Breece Hall. But first season following a mid-season ACL injury, very tough to predict. Again, you're essentially predicting that he's going to be AP and come back from a mid-season ACL tear and continue to dominate the way he was his rookie season. We're on his new pick, so I'll move on from Kenneth Walker. But that was the thesis behind the play.
Gotcha. Well, I'm here, and so we have taken a running back, and honestly, I'm looking at the wide receivers, and I'm not too thrilled with them. I'm interested to see what you guys would do here, but as far as we know right now, I'm very tempted to take Tony Pollard. Do I get yes votes for Tony Pollard or no?
I won't scoff at it.
I won't veto it.
Okay.
What
would your pick have been, Ahaan?
I would have taken ETN. A little more. I guess this kind of goes against what I stand for, which is go for ceiling, but much more certainty with ETN. Just a gap in certainty from what we're going to get out of the roster in Dallas versus the roster in Jacksonville. I would have taken ETN. The chance that Pollard gets completely screwed over by the Cowboys being the Cowboys just haunts me. Just the brand that is the Cowboys. So I would have taken ETN, but obviously the ceiling with Pollard is worth a draft pick there.
I thought for sure the value was with the running back. Now that isn't always the right answer, but to your point, Dallas is kind of sitting, and we've talked about this before. It's definitely been talked about on this channel in the player profiler circles about how Dallas is right there in the Bijan Robinson zone, and his value right now, you could argue, is pretty high, pretty much maybe as high as it's going to go. Now, if they don't take a running back in the draft, it could go a little bit higher. But I agree. I think it's a little bit risky because Dallas is Dallas. But, man, if Tony Pollard gets the opportunity finally that we think he should get, I feel like this is a pretty good pick.
And that's the beauty of a $10 entry best ball tournament is you get to have this preseason where a lot of value is deflated because of questions surrounding rosters. So Tony Pollard, if the Cowboys go through the draft and don't really address running back to the later rounds, that Tony Pollard pick becomes immensely more valuable. So I love the Tony Pollard pick. I would have been fine with ETN. If I was on the clock, I would have taken Pollard, but I was fine with both of the picks.
I would, at this point, love to filter for only wide receiver and tight end.
All right, you got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we are.
Cody's in the draft. I don't know if any of us noticed this yet. He just took.
Oh, man, I did not.
What?
That completely snuck by all of us. Carpentier NFL right up there.
I didn't look at the
what's
top,
his team looking like right now?
Yeah, let's click on this dude Carpentier's team. Let's see what he's cooking.
Oh, we're one pick away here.
All right, after
who do we like?
I know Cody's not gonna be the one signing. Yeah, there we go.
I know who you're gonna pick. I have a feeling.
Oh, I know who he's gonna pick.
We took Michael Pittman in the last draft. Let's take Christian Watson here. Mm-hmm. I knew Cody was not gonna take Watson, or I knew the pick before us wasn't gonna be Watson. I knew he was gonna fall to us because it was not Cody. Yeah, the Christian Watson ceiling is just absurd. We saw it last year. Breakout Finder was all over this, by the way. Christian Watson is really good. On snaps that Jordan Love played, he was still very good. He is an immense yak player, huge play player. And if Jordan Love is a league average quarterback, which I think is in his range of outcomes, I think you're going to see a top 10 season from Christian Watson. And for best ball, like this is a definition of a smash player.
Love the Debo pick. Personally,
yeah, Here,
I feel like I'm definitely going to be way above consensus on Debo this year. Maybe not way above, but.
So
So
you're
there we
above
go.
consensus with regards to this room because we had this conversation.
Wide receiver 16, like in his tier, he is the clear one, like after Metcalf and Olave. Like that's the clear next best option, and I think his upside is right there among them.
So you can see Cody's team there. He's obviously Carpentier NFL, and our team. Let us know which team you think in the chat. I don't have the power to make this fancy schmancy like poll because I'm not on the YouTube side. But let us know in the chat which one you think is better because I'm not gonna lie, Cody's team is looking pretty good.
Cody's starting the draft with 4 running backs is on brand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there might be some value in the robust RB. Nobody's going to do a robust RB. It's not even.
The joke is that Debo and Justin Fields are running backs.
Well,
feels like...
I know. That's what I mean. That's a robust RB. So we're up in 2 picks. I think it's Matt's turn. Matt, do you want me to sort this any which way?
Yeah, we're gonna go with Lamar Jackson. No, just
okay. So this will. No, you don't want it?
I mean, I just did it earlier before this draft, so I'm definitely open to the idea of it, but I don't think we'll be selecting him. Okay. I'm looking between Drake London and Michael Pittman here to go with our third receiver. If we're not taking Lamar, we're not necessarily thinking about a quarterback right now. Kittle, I'll let Ahaan talk about Kittle if he wants to, his trademark left tackle brand. So we're looking at a receiver and Pittman. There's a tier break here. Pittman has the most upside, similarly to the way Cody took Jonathan Taylor in the second round. If the Colts really take any step forward at all, they're selecting C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Will Levis. They're selecting somebody with the first overall pick. Breaking news. And that quarterback is likely to increase the tempo and the quality of this offense, and that's going to bring Michael Pittman right up with them. So with Stefon Diggs, Christian Watson, and Michael Pittman, I think we're building out a really good receiver core here.
This is the kind of team that if I was drafting alone, it would look like this. Like Pollard, like ETN instead of Pollard, and my team would look like this. So I'm thrilled.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with it. A strategy, and I might be making up a strategy on the spot here that I think you're going to have some exposure to, because we're going like at this point, we're probably going to be pushing tight end clear down the board, I'm guessing, but we'll see. A strategy that I really want to try out this year is just quarterback, tight end, no matter what. Just go get an elite quarterback, get an elite tight end. It would have been perfect if we could have got Kelsey in the first round, but just give yourself an advantage there and then trust yourself to fill in the gaps in the middle. That's a strategy I'm intrigued by. And I don't know if I originated this. I probably didn't, but we are going. We've taken the value, and I'm happy with our draft. And we're gonna have to figure out those positions. But yeah, I'm intrigued by starting a little differently if we do this again next time. Not that I'm disappointed, but I'm all for trying out new stuff.
Take Pitts when he makes it back to us. Then get an elite tight end. Dynasty tight end 1.
But are they gonna bring him in line and try to block with him like Mike McDaniel and Mike Gesicki? Or what are they gonna do?
Arthur Smith's quote certainly made it sound like the generational pass catcher that he drafted helps them win games by run blocking. So that's what he plans to continue to do with them. Or he just really wants to fuck with fantasy players this offseason, which is also a possibility. But
screw it. I feel like do it? Why not? I mean, this low. Desmond Ridder. God, that's so.
It's almost as if Cody is watching us.
One game over 15 points last year.
Yeah,
One
We
game.
could get that's okay. I like Freiermuth a little bit later as a potential
I like
option.
Kyle Pitts. I'm not like that down on him, but
All right. So this pick, I don't really necessarily want to go running back, but man, if Aaron Jones doesn't get taken, what do you guys think about that?
I have the same
Smash.
dilemma as
I knew he was
Yep.
gonna get taken. So now it's probably between Marquise Brown and Burks for me.
yeah, all three of those running backs make me want to puke.
I can't
Oh,
believe
I
I'm about to
kinda like
endorse
Dobbins.
Marquise Brown.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I was leaning to because Hopkins is probably getting traded, right? Because this new regime wants to look to the future, and Hopkins is probably not a part of that future, right? I mean, they're looking to trade the number 3 pick. They're looking to, liquidate some assets and just kind of retool and rebuild around Kyler Murray once he gets healthy again. So I really like that. I mean, Aaron Stewart, I don't know where he is, but he's probably endorsing that pick. A little Marquise Brown action there.
Damn, I think we're going to take our 5th receiver with our next pick because we're going to fall right in a range that is not very favorable for anybody. And there's a certain receiver that I feel like is super undervalued. And I'm checking the ADPs. We're filtered on quarterbacks. There's nobody. It's Deshaun Watson is the next best quarterback.
Ooh.
Dak.
If somebody watching steals Matt Skyy, we will see you in court.
I don't think so. We're kind of. I'd have to reach down a couple of players. Someone would have to make let's see, about 12 to 15 pick reach an ADP to take this player, this wide receiver who's going.
If you didn't say that, then my clumsy joke would have worked.
What was your joke? I didn't.
Once you draft, we can discuss this joke in length.
Well, I don't think it's
okay. So you know who the player is, and that was a joke. Okay. Well, it went over my head. I didn't register what you said.
Whose pick is it? I thought it was Ahaan's pick.
Is it Ahaan's pick? Oh, well, then he can do it whenever he wants.
Yeah.
I thought it was my pick.
Thanks for the enthusiasm.
I thought we were going snake style.
Oh my gosh.
We could share this pick because I think we want the same dude. We could filter by
Who do you want?
non-QB.
Whoa.
Wait, what?
Wide receiver?
Want the
QB?
same dude.
Non-QBs. Just every non-QB.
Yeah, every non-QB.
All right.
See,
DeAndre Swift tempt you at all?
No.
Or Dobbins?
How could it?
What?
No,
He's
not
not.
Swift. Dobbins isn't.
No?
I
think-
might use this opportunity to I'll just use this opportunity to disagree with Matt. I'm fine with Dobbins. I'll take Dobbins.
I'm not. I think I just said 3 times I like Dobbins.
Oh,
I'm not excited about Swift.
okay. You said Dobbins made you want to puke, so
Yeah, and then I had to correct myself because Seth
I would
pointed out that Dobbins was right there. He was mixed in with a bunch of gross names.
yes.
I
The
like
thesis
Dobbins
is
a
given-
lot.
Yeah, the thesis is given how run heavy this team is going to be, regardless of who their quarterback is. You got to take a good running back when he falls to what RB, whatever it was, 19.
RB 19, his ranked as RB 19. I think he was drafted as RB 20.
Great, perfect, steal.
Yeah, I mean he went 2 picks after Joe Mixon, who's going to be teamless here pretty soon.
Exactly.
Oh boy. Yeah, Joe Mixon went. Yeah, he did go a couple picks before Dobbins. Wow. So now that we're through 7 rounds, at what point? So let's say drafters are here in this situation, right? 3 running backs, 4 wide receivers, whatever combination. No quarterback, no tight end. Who are some of your quarterbacks that are like, this is the line for me? And who are some of your tight ends that you're like, this is the line? I have to get this or above at those positions.
For me, there's a clear line at the overall, the ADP tight end 7 right now. Both tight end 6 and tight end 7, I think, should be ranked higher. That's Dallas Goedert and Darren Waller. They should be ranked higher. I think they both have top 3 upside. Once you get past that, you see Evan Engram and you see David Njoku and Pat Freiermuth and Dalton Schultz, and then you see there's a clear tier shift. As for quarterback, kind of similar. If you look around ADP overall, after Dak, who's at QB 10, you see a clear tier drop. I don't understand why Tua is ranked QB 11, but that's just me. And then after that, there's a lot of uncertainty. Well, save Daniel Jones, because Daniel Jones is the exception. He's getting underdrafted.
There we go.
He's getting underdrafted again. But then you see Tua, Kirk, Trey Lance, Aaron Rodgers, Jared Goff, Geno Smith. That is a clusterfuck of mid.
Trey Lance is still going ahead of Geno Smith, Russell Wilson. His ADP's got to plummet, right? I would assume. I don't know. It's already kind of low.
It just depends, because we're in such a unique situation where Purdy is almost certainly not going to be ready to start week 1. Almost certainly is pretty presumptuous, but it doesn't look good recovering from Tommy John that quickly and being in playing shape. So Trey Lance is right now the starter until really they name Sam Darnold. I don't think anyone's really nervous about Sam Darnold taking that position over. So we're in a limbo state where his ADP can't be as high as it should be if he's actually the starter, and it's not as low as it's going to be if there continues to be questions around whether or not he will be the permanent starter for this offense. So like Ahaan said, like right now is the time to buy. If he starts dipping, the external signals likely mean some really bad news. We're
on the clock here. Do you want me to sort this?
QBs and tight ends, please.
QBs, tight ends.
Let's take Dak or Daniel Jones.
I'm cool with either one of those.
I'm going Danny Dimes. Give me the rushing upside on an offense that did not get rid of their only really smart thinking offensive coordinator and is now relying on Mike McCarthy to lead their offense. The Giants are just in a better situation. I think they address the receiver needs either through a trade or through the draft, and they're going to have a much better offense going into this year. And Daniel Jones is going to, like Ahaan said, I mean, he's underdrafted. He was number 10 in fantasy points per game last year. And let's see, he clocked in at least one game over 30 points. Yeah, one game over 30 points, but 2 more over 25. He's going to give you the boom weeks. And if we can supplant him with another mid quarterback, but that's fairly reliable, I think we're doing all right at the quarterback position given what we have on the rest of the team.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, I was just going to say that everyone's talking about Justin Fields. Like, I've been mostly me just talking about he's getting all these upgrades, like DJ Moore, more pieces along the offensive line. And we're 2 picks away. But Daniel Jones is kind of in that same camp, right? I mean, Daniel Jones is going to get upgrades as well. And so he should be able to grow in his second year in that system. So go ahead, Ahaan. That's all I wanted to say as I have to scramble and figure out what I want to do with this pick.
I was going to say, if Daniel Jones had 2 interesting names instead of Daniel and Jones, he would be getting drafted QB7.
Like Tua Tagovailoa. Maybe that's why Tua's QB11. People just like saying his name.
Jackson Smith and Jigba is getting undrafted or getting underdrafted. So,
man, that theory doesn't hold much water then.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I do not like any of this right here, if I'm being honest.
Just take Aaron Rodgers and call it a day.
Just take Khalil Herbert and call it a day.
Well, it'll be our RB4. All right.
It's your decision.
I think, yeah. His true yards per carry was really impressive, and right now he's the lead in that committee-like structure the Bears have with Donta Foreman and whoever. Tristan Ebner, is he the other guy? I feel like I'm missing a guy, but I feel as him with our RB4, I feel like that frees us up with our structure to load up on wide receiver and to maybe get. We're probably going to have to go 3 tight ends in this build, I would guess. So I'm fine. That was kind of I didn't really love Elijah Moore in the new. I know the landing spot's about as good as you can hope for. And that could be a value. Juju Smith-Schuster in that offense just doesn't really do it for me. I mean, the player there, I think, with the most upside, even though getting your fourth running back this early is not typically something I like to build around, like not typically how I like to build my teams, but I feel like that was the player with the most upside. You could argue for Elijah Moore there too, but there's just so much uncertainty of how's Deshaun Watson going to look. We assume he's going to be better, but man, he didn't really play that well down towards the end of the season and the limited sample size that we saw him. So I like that pick. I like Khalil Herbert, so I'm cool with that. What do you guys think?
The running back you were forgetting is Travis Homer, who's most likely going to be a third down
that's right.
pass catching guy. I think after you spoke out loud about the ceiling of Khalil Herbert, I was more sold on it than I have been so far, because I have been taking receivers and I've not been so open-minded to taking a guy in a committee that is likely not going to be heavy on pass catching. But Deontay Foreman does have serious injury history, and Khalil Herbert is good when he does touch the ball. So good sell job, Seth.
Thank you. I do what I can for the Bears players, and we are in the 10th round now, so we're 4 picks away. And after Ahaan's pick, I'll just warn our audience that we will be taking a short break. We're trying to get more professional around here, so we're gonna fit in a quick ad break in between our picks. I promise you guys won't miss anything. But Ahaan, is there any way you want me to sort this, as we're about 3 picks away here?
On QBs, please.
QBs. Ooh, look at who's there. What do we think, guys? What do you think, Ahaan? 2 picks away. Is Trey Lance tempting you?
Non-QBs.
Oh, you said non-QBs.
Yeah,
okay.
I thought you were joking. Okay.
No, I wasn't joking. I thought maybe, robust QB strategy.
We took the overall QB1, guys. We're good. Matt got us good.
We need no one else.
Yeah,
all right.
literally.
Do you like anybody here?
Not really, but maybe some
scroll down a little bit. Anybody? Bueller?
Bueller.
Christ.
Yep.
Hey, it's the 10th round. What do you...
Wandale, a little stack action. We'll wait for that, though.
A little Cole Kmet.
Okay, go all the way back up,
Yeah, it's up all the way.
Okay, yeah, and little down. About 10 seconds. I shouldn't be panicking. Jesus Christ. I'll take the only decent player that I see, Skyy Moore.
Nice pick. I like that.
Cue the applause sound effect.
I think that went better than I envisioned it was going to go. We took a good player tied to a good situation.
And we will talk more about Skyy Moore after this short message from the Podfather.
Hey, I want to take a moment to thank you for tuning in. It's important to me that all of our media be free, and one of our key missions is to make as much statistics and information and deep analysis available on playerprofiler.com for free. This is only possible because of you allowing a true independent sports media enterprise to thrive unlike any other in the business. So please subscribe to the All In package to continue to make all this possible. If you can't do All In, that's okay. We have a draft kit. Or you can just subscribe to the player rankings. Those now include tight end premium FFPC ranks, our brand new data analysis package will blow your hair back. And of course, there's our Dynasty Deluxe and our DFS Dominator. Take a moment, check out our premium services to ensure that all of our stats, information, data, content is available to you, especially you, the people that get the site and get the show.
All right, and we're back just in time to make a pick. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your toes there, huh? So, are we taking Cole Kmet or what, Matt? No? Yes? No?
He doesn't really move me.
Wandale? Stacky stack?
Kenny Gainwell.
Oh, I guess wrong.
I waited way too long. We're fine with Wandale. We're fine with Wandale. Coming back, I was not expecting to come back with 25 seconds on the clock. I probably should have.
I know.
I probably should have prepared a little bit, but I kind of got encapsulated by that ad. It was a great ad read.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a good one. I was kind of worried. I didn't want to we're right in the middle. We're at the worst possible spot for trying to sneak that in. But yeah, it's a great ad read by the Podfather there. So yes, that'll be our plug to plug the all in package on playerprofiler.com. If you like Dynasty, if you're in leagues and you want to get better, I promise if you subscribe to that, you will. There's a lot of other options there that you can also go check out, like the Podfather said. So yeah, check that out. If you like this, if you like us, if you like creators like us, that's a way to support us. So we thank you all for watching, and we thank you all for checking this out tonight. So before I stepped on Ahaan's toes, we were talking about Skyy Moore. And on the Trade God show with Matty Kiwoom and Jason Alwine, Skyy Moore was one of my buys on the season just because of the potential situation that he's in, right? Juju Smith-Schuster, gone. Mecole Hardman, gone. Now it's just Kadarius Toney and Skyy Moore. And who do they have more invested in? Skyy Moore with the second-round pick, right? So I saw you shaking your head. Yes, Ahaan. Do you want to speak to that?
I would like to speak on Skyy Moore because Skyy Moore will be really, really good immediately in the NFL was one of my bad takes of 2022. But it's not take luck when this is the situation, like you said. And you don't want to buy in Dynasty for a situation. You want to buy for talent. But luckily, Skyy Moore has talent. And in this case, we're drafting for redraft, right? If I told you there's an early declare prospect who is 99th percentile in college target share and 86th percentile in route success rate versus man, 91st versus press, and 97th versus zone, right? Like an elite route runner with that good of a college target share, who was also second round pick. And oh, by the way, he's still tied to the best quarterback of all time. Yes, I said it. Like, would you not want him at pick 115? That's the thesis.
Yeah,
a little bit to hear out of a fellow Pats fan.
So now we have I think we're in a prime spot to take our first tight end, gentlemen. And I'm thinking we go with Cole Kmet. A lot of people don't know he was the tight end 8 on the year last year.
Cody, do you see what you've done? You took Justin Fields.
Yeah, we could have stacked him up with Cole Kmet. That's for sure. So I think it's my pick anyway. So I don't know what. I mean, I want to consult with you guys. I mean, I do like Chig and Okonkwo, if I'm saying that name right. But I feel like Cole Kmet is in a prime spot. I think the addition of DJ Moore. I know there's a lot of. You could argue not a lot of volume to go around for a lot of receivers. There's a cliche about that somewhere. I don't know exactly what it is. But Cole Kmet, I feel like, has the upside tight end at this stage in the draft. It was between him and Okonkwo, which we could, I mean, who knows if Okonkwo falls. That might be a nice, another tight end to add. But how do you guys feel about Cole Kmet? We get him about 7 picks after ADP here.
I like the pick. Obviously, I think I would have, maybe not obviously, depending on how you guys view it, but I would have taken Schultz over Kmet should he have fallen. But I like Kmet over Dawson Knox. He'll be more involved, especially with the higher red zone target share. And we saw the boom weeks where Cole Kmet scored 2+ touchdowns. We're going to see those again. Fields and Kmet have a really good connection. I don't think anyone really thinks that Daniel Jones and Dawson Knox have some sort of electric connection. But we saw the electric connection with Cole Kmet. We saw the games where there was hyper efficiency in the touchdown department. So we're going to get those spike weeks. So I like having Cole Kmet to round out the roster or round out the starting roster.
And I'll speak very quickly on the last 2 picks. I just want to say I would have taken Wan'Dale there. So like, I'm glad we got Wan'Dale. I would have been depressed if we left without 0 high-powered stacks, and I would consider Daniel Jones and Wan'Dale Robinson a high-powered stack. Like, there's a good chance this dude is going to be the best wide receiver on the team next year. So I'm happy with that. As for Cole Kmet, if you wait this long for tight end, you want tight ends that are going to get red zone targets, and Cole Kmet is just that. He's had streaks before where he's gone. Ooh,
we're on the clock.
Yep.
We're on the clock. Oh, I just picked. It's Ahaan's pick.
Oh, that's an excellent point.
Yeah.
We're going to scroll a little. We're going to scroll a little. Just a little.
All right. Just let me know.
Just a little. Let's take Isaiah Hodgins.
Yeah, good call.
All right. I like that. Ooh, yeah, and it's a stack. I like
Triple
that even better.
stack.
Yep. Speaking of Wan'Dale Robinson and possibly being the best wide receiver on his team, this is the other guy who might be the best wide receiver on the team. So we're covered. Back to Cole Kmet. He's been on multiple streaks in his career where he's gone 3-4 straight games with with at least one red zone target. He had 2 games this year with multiple red zone targets. So that's what you're going to want to go for. And defenses are going to have their attention on DJ Moore this year. So if Cole Kmet gives you a span of 3 weeks where he's only scoring touchdowns, he's basically Hunter Henry of last year, right? So I like the pick.
Nice. This is I don't know about how you guys feel. I feel like this draft is flying by. We're at the 40-minute mark. It doesn't feel like that. But I just feel like as soon as we get to a good juicy bit of analysis, it's like, oh crap, we're on the clock now. We got to figure this out.
No,
so I know if it's been a lot of fun. I was curious, and I know I agree with the Hodgins pick, but we're 9 picks away, and I'll get my act and I'll get my you know what together. There we go, and I'll share that. Kyler Murray just comes off the board after Bryce Young, after C.J. Stroud. I think that's a little crazy. I know he's probably not going to be healthy for the start of the year, but I would have been tempted, especially that we got Daniel Jones, who I think is going to be, has that potential to be that top tier quarterback later in the draft that we took. I would have been tempted to just say, hey, I know I'm getting production from Daniel Jones early in the season. Now we can just lock up that position with elite production once Kyler Murray gets healthy. But I like the Isaiah Hodgins pick too. So I could have gone either way there. What do you guys think of this Kyler Murray ADP? I feel like it's a deal in the 13th round.
Yeah, as long as he plays in next season. There's a real chance that he'd be very, very right to take his recovery very cautiously. And there's a real chance that his recovery leaks into the late fall, later October, early November before he's truly 100% ready to go out there. And there's a chance that Arizona stinks by that point. And if you're the Arizona front office and you haven't been happy with Kyler Murray for the past couple of seasons, there's starting to become murmurs of, well, what if they tank and take Caleb Williams and then move on from Kyler Murray? So I think it's still a little far-fetched for this point, but I think there is a very real chance that you're missing at least half of the season with Kyler Murray if his recovery takes a while.
And I'll keep it very quick because we have a pick coming up.
Oh, shit.
After Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud is crazy. This is your QB2, not your QB1. Insane. Great value on Kyler there.
All right, Matt, what do you think?
Receiver, we have 7 receivers. Tight end, who's the best tight end available?
Michael Mayer, Tyler Higbee.
Nope. Running
Gesicki?
Back. Nope. Running back.
A-Chain, Jeff Wilson.
We're going to take a shot on a dynamic running back that can catch passes, Tajay Spears.
Nice. I like it. That would be our 5th RB. So I love Tajay Spears coming out of Tulane. Why don't you talk about him a little bit, Matt, as far as why you chose him over maybe a Devin A-Chain or a Sean Tucker or Roschon Johnson. I didn't even see him down there, but I like Tajay.
I didn't either.
I like Tajay Spears too.
I'll blame that on not having to scroll, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen my Twitter bio, my location says I'm wherever defending small school players is. So that
Nice.
applies to Tajay Spears. Tulane, he did what he had to do to put his name on the map. He had a 72nd percentile college dominator rating, 8.2% college target share, 66th percentile. He caught 22 balls his senior year, 1,500 rushing yards, and then he was a Senior Bowl standout. Looked just electric in all the drills at the combine. He's got the athleticism, he's got the burst, he's got the receiving ability. He's got what it takes to be. Michael Carter's a horrible comparison, but I just mean a rookie running back who makes waves in the passing game immediately and becomes a fantasy value.
I love
say
it.
something real quick on that. See this beautiful little app called the Breakout Finder?
Performed pretty well there.
This would have told you that the correct pick was Roschon Johnson, but Tajay Spears was probably the second best pick there.
Yeah, again, I will fully admit I'm taking Roschon Johnson. I didn't see him on there. We're making quick picks.
We're scrambling.
Yeah. No, and we're also we're not as familiar as some other people probably with this Underdog ADP. Like when was the last draft we did on here? It was probably three weeks ago. So we're on the clock. Oh my God! And I think now's a good time. I'll leave it up to you. I like Mike Gesicki in this spot because there's really not a wide receiver or running back. So I think we get another tight end with some upside. And we just, we go Cole Kmet and Mike Gesicki because I know we've talked about it on here. It's all about ADPs, baby. It's all about ADPs. And Mike Gesicki in this offense, I don't think it's crazy. I mean, it's just Juju there. Jacoby's gone. Mac Jones there's some targets in this offense. It's not crazy to think they're likely going to be in comeback mode against teams like Buffalo, and there might be some shootouts with Miami. And New York if they get Aaron Rodgers. I mean, there might be some good competition, and Mike Gesicki hooks up with his old coach and Bill O'Brien. So we got, I don't know if there's a locker room narrative for coaches and players. That would be kind of weird. But anyway, you got a locker narrative or coach locker narrative or whatever that is. I don't know. But I like the player. I like the player, and I like the ADP even more.
We're going to see Mike Gesicki run the most routes on the outside that he has in his entire career in the NFL. He's going to play X or Z a good amount of snaps, I promise you. And the amount of times we're going to see Hunter Henry in line and Gesicki in the slot is going to be a lot as well. They liked running Hunter Henry out of the slot, but as someone who charted a lot of Patriots offenses from the last two seasons, really, some of Hunter Henry's most effective plays is when they get him out on a chip block and get to run him out over in the middle and get him in between zone coverages. So I think Bill O'Brien's going to love utilizing both of them, and I think Gesicki is going to be the big ball, big play, go up and get it, red zone target player. So 15th round ADP, don't mind that at all.
I think the TLDR of what we said a couple weeks ago about Gesicki, or whenever it was that he landed with the Patriots, is kind of similar to Cole Kmet, actually. If there is a Hunter Henry on this Patriots offense, someone that exclusively catches touchdowns, it's clearly Gesicki. Like Seth said, this team is going to be in comeback mode a lot, but I think that's more good news for the volume of Juju because they're going to run a lot of short routes with him, screen passes to Juju, and maybe not as good news for someone like a Devontae Parker or even Kendrick Bourne, who fits that role, but we just don't use him correctly. If they score touchdowns, it's going to be probably through Gesicki, superior athlete to a lot of the cornerbacks he's going to see. Jump balls, he's not going to separate. He's just going to catch the jump balls. So we have two similar profile 2023 tight ends, I think, and I'm happy with it.
All right, Ahaan, you're one pick away. We can prepare a little bit. So
yeah,
do you want me to go ahead. Sort it any which way.
I think I just straight up know who I want, and I'm pretty sure he's available. If you want to scroll just a little bit. Scroll down a little more. Yep, he's available.
Okay, I think I know who you want, but we'll
Dalton
see.
Kincaid, you are on our team.
No, you're not. Mac Jones is. We're going to build another stack. If Mike Gesicki is scoring touchdowns, it's going to be from this guy. We're going to need a QB too. Matt is not happy, but if you want to sort by QBs and see what's on the board.
I would have bet a lot that he would have made it 10 picks. I'm not upset with the draft pick and even like all things considered, taking him now 4 picks ahead of ADP is not bad. I guess I just wasn't expecting it. I don't think the masses are very high on Mac Jones. This is a quarterback that people were chanting, the zappening and zappy and all that nonsense. But no, overall, I don't hate the pick. I actually love the pick, especially, just considering building stacks and building a portfolio within this team. I guess I just wasn't expecting it. And, I think we could have bet. I like making gambles. I'm always trying to push the value as much as I can. And I think, Ahaan, you're probably correct in just taking him now.
No, I completely see what you're saying. And is there another quarterback that is of similar value yet down there? Yes, but in my eyes, I have zero interest in rostering Baker Mayfield or Matthew Stafford, given what the Rams have done over the last few weeks. And Sam Howell, I do not want to see them on my roster, and I will not do so when I'm being recorded. So I felt the need to take Mac Jones when the public is watching.
So I hear there's no interest in Jimmy G. That's what I heard there. There's zero interest in Jimmy G at his ADP.
There's more interest in building a stack with Mac, yes.
But you were talking about Baker Mayfield.
All right.
Anyway,
I'm gonna make a pick for you. I think I know who I would take, but it's your pick, Matt.
Make a pick for me. Go ahead.
We're taking Kendre Miller, and we're gonna make
who I was gonna select. So thank you.
We are gonna make Cody Carpentier happy in the chat, or I guess I don't know if he's in the chat. I know he's in the draft. That's probably who Cody was gonna take. So now I feel like we're done at running back for sure because we have 6 of them, right? Or are we?
Most likely we have 3 more picks left. So we go.
Yeah, we have 3 more.
Receiver, tight end, and then. I mean, really, you could justify probably receiver, running back, or quarterback, but running back is probably our least needy position right now. You can always add a 9th receiver.
Yeah, I would probably argue for, maybe a 3rd quarterback and a 3rd tight end, depending on who's there, right? Because I don't want to say it, but there's a quarterback there that I think has some upside.
I think we're thinking of the same quarterback. Oh wait, were you just gonna say his name anyway?
Yeah, why not? He went to Kentucky.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
But Carpentier is in here, so he might pick him. I don't know.
He showed off his body today on Instagram. So he himself is already starting best shape of his life season. And looks good in short season, and the draft hasn't even started yet. So I don't know how you can't be excited off of Will Levis just from that alone. Right. He's already rocking our favorite stereotypes.
It's so easy to clip. Looks good in shorts, and I don't know how you can't. What you just said, yeah.
There's a lot of clips within that 10 seconds. I just decided to go through it and hold my head up high.
Great. By the way, the Breakout Finder thinks Kendre Miller was a good pick, if that means something.
Yeah. Oh, Kendre Miller. I like him a lot. How do we feel about some of these tight ends that are here? I mean, Kincaid. There goes our hopes and dreams. Thanks for nothing, Mr. Junior. But we got Noah Fant here, Tyler Conklin, Jelani Woods. I mean, is any of those guys move the needle for you? Because there's not
one that does for me.
Okay, it's my pick. I'm curious to know who you would take.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, is it Noah Fant or
Noah Fant.
Yeah?
It's the only one.
That's kind of what I thought. So I'll go ahead and get our 3rd tight end, and I feel pretty good about this tight end group that we have: Cole Kmet, Mike Gesicki, Noah Fant. There's a lot of upside there for sure. And especially in the red zone. I mean, with Cole Kmet and Mike Gesicki. So I feel pretty good for not getting an elite tight end. We have 3 guys that realistically could finish as a tight end 1. Especially Cole Kmet already did that. So, and Mike Gesicki's done that in spurts. So I'm cool with that. If that's who you wind up with as your tight end group, I'm more than okay with that.
Yeah, if we can get one tight end to score a touchdown once a week, I mean, we're going to be in a really good spot. So we took 3 tight ends who are of high percentage of high likelihood to receive a red zone target or more in a given game. So I like the portfolio we built there.
Could we filter by just running backs and wide receivers, please? I love this part of the draft. I don't have to worry about tight end. I don't really have to worry about quarterback. This is beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
oh,
at the
man.
moment I said that, I see Clyde Edwards-Helaire on my screen, and it's no longer my favorite part of the draft. But
all right, get
Yeah,
running backs off of there.
I can scroll down if you want.
Gus Edwards, does that?
What about Greg Dortch? Any interest there?
I mean, you know, there's at least one person in this room who has a lot of interest in Greg Dortch, and I will gladly take him. I'll take him.
Boom.
I can't get enough Greg Dortch exposure. I mean, we were just talking about Kyler Murray possibly coming back. If Colt McCoy is the quarterback, you know how many 5-yard passes this man is going to catch?
So
Seriously.
many. Hey, disrespect to David Blau, by the way, because he is better than Colt McCoy.
You're correct.
He's not great, but he's better than Colt McCoy.
You're correct.
Shout out to former Boilermaker David Blau.
Oh man. So yeah, I love that pick. Greg Dortch is one of my dynasty stashes for sure. The whole offense just opens up once Hopkins is likely going to be out of there, and who knows where he's going to be, and Greg Dortch is going to take advantage of that for sure. We've invested. I mean, and even if he does, I mean, we have Marquise Brown there too, so we got a couple of darts in that Arizona offense. Just for the podcast listeners, I'll go ahead and go down the team real quick. We have Daniel Jones, Mac Jones at quarterback, Kenneth Walker, Tony Pollard, J.K. Dobbins, Khalil Herbert, Tajay Spears, Kendre Miller at running back. At wide receivers, Stefon Diggs, Christian Watson, Michael Pittman, Marquise Brown, Skyy Moore, Wan'Dale Robinson, Isaiah Hodgins, Greg Dortch, and at tight end, Cole Kmet, Mike Gesicki, Noah Fant. I'm not gonna lie. We started off, and I was like, "Oh boy, I don't know if I'm liking the direction this is going." But this team does have a lot of upside, and that's what you're shooting for in these best ball underdog drafts. So I feel like we did a good job tonight. I feel like we did good.
The odds were stacked against us. We had the middle pick. Seth had to do an ad read while I wouldn't stop talking about Skyy Moore, and we did a good job.
Yeah, we did. Not bad, guys. We have one more pick. I think it's Matt Babich's pick.
It is.
Cody is in the chat.
Is he?
Still?
Yeah, is he still?
Naked Konami, son.
That was a while
Naked
ago.
Konami,
That's when we talk
son.
about Justin Fields.
Yeah.
I just didn't
So,
scroll.
what do you think? Are we good with just Daniel Jones and Mac Jones? Could we add another wide receiver? I don't know. Like we have Russell Gage sitting out here. We have
Yeah, I'll be selecting a running back, I believe. Filter on running backs, please.
Okay.
Let's see who's there. Those are not running backs.
Yeah.
Scroll
Clyde.
down. Is he already gone already? Damn, Pro Day.
Who are you looking for?
Pro Day boosted him up right quick. Ahaan Rungta.
Yeah,
I was
he
waiting for you
long
to
gone.
say it.
He was long gone, and I think Cody took him in the 16th round.
Of course he did.
His
course-
his ADP is like 10 picks ago, so it's kind of.
Of course, I had to email Cody 2 days ago saying, "Where is Israel Abanikanda?" in the breakout finder, and he goes, "Pro Day, baby."
Yeah, I wrote about disappointment, so I definitely wasn't going to write about him anyway, but I was definitely excited to see his results. And yeah, he is who we thought he was. He's that dude. I'm still gonna. I guess I'll still take a running. No, Clyde. This is so gross. No.
Wide receiver, quarterback. We have Baker there.
Oh wait, go running back again.
Oh,
Sorry, being flip floppy here. Is Evan Hole there?
yes.
Yeah, let's take a shot on Evan Hole.
All right, and so we got Evan Hole to round out this draft.
Sleeper. If we're going with the theme of people that Breakout Finder likes, then this was another solid pick in terms of our evaluation. He's got solid athleticism. He has a 96th percentile target share, 17.3% target share at Northwestern, 85th percentile dominator rating. Looked great at the combine. A lot of teams are buying in on Evan Hull, so I think we're going to see him get higher draft capital than people are expecting. And I, depending on the situation at least, do not think he'll be a 20th round pick by the end of the draft. So,
yeah, a solid way to end it. We do just wind up with the two quarterbacks, which, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with Daniel Jones. And so,
can I quickly speak to that real quick? Actually, were we going to win this tournament if we drafted a quarterback at the end of that draft? No. Yeah, Baker Mayfield was not winning this anything. If Mac Jones or Daniel Jones, if one of them go down, more, Daniel Jones is the bigger threat to hurt us down the road. But if one of those two go down, we're probably screwed or we're losing points. So, at that point, I don't know if there was really any point in taking once Levis went, I'm not sure if there was really any point in taking a quarterback. There's just no upside.
Yeah, no,
you're not a big believer in Devontae Adams makes even Jimmy Garoppolo look. I can't say that with a straight face.
He's going to make Jacoby Myers look good.
Yeah,
I mean, Jimmy G could still easily put out 15 fantasy points per game like he's done the past, year after year, starting somehow. So it's kind of the way I view Mac Jones. I think Mac fit our team better, obviously, because of the stack, but you're looking at some league average fantasy, a little below league average fantasy output that you're just hoping for a couple of spike weeks. So sure, Jimmy G will be fine in best ball, but not worth being your third quarterback.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I feel like we made the right weekend, and thanks Cody for the shout out. Appreciate that. It's my wife and I's first wedding anniversary this weekend.
Oh, so congratulations!
Out of the office. But anyway, yep. So we'll be celebrating that. And do you guys have any final bold predictions, words of wisdom for us as we end the show tonight?
Sure, I'll go. I just wrote an article about the Breakout Finder and rookies specifically that you can draft on Underdog, where the ranking for their breakout rating is completely or not near their ADP. So one running back that's an absolute steal, one running back that's a fade, and then wide receiver that's a fade and a steal. And so I'll make my bold prediction related to that. And I will say that Roschon Johnson, who we did not draft because we were scrambling, nobody's fault. We were just scrambling. I will say that Roschon Johnson finishes as the rookie RB2 in fantasy in 2023.
Love that. I also don't even really think it's that spicy of a take, but it does qualify as a bold prediction given the rankings at this current moment.
He is currently the rookie RB7 on Underdog boards. Yep.
Yeah, I love that bold prediction. On my end, I also wrote an article about the Breakout Finder. I took a look at running backs and receivers who ranked lower in the Breakout Finder ranking for their position than they did in Player Profiler's Dynasty rankings for their position. And I considered those who ranked further below expectations as disappointments. So I talked about the top 5 disappointments from the Breakout Finder. Keyshawn Boot was one of them. He ran like a snail. Trey Palmer was one of them. I think you can read the article to find some things that the Breakout Finder didn't love, but you can also read about how that affects their prospect profiles. Is it a red flag? Is it something that is, just the model being the model? Trey Palmer was a late breakout. He transferred, so that's a little bit of a ding on his profile, but we saw why he transferred out of LSU. We saw what he did in Nebraska. So I'm still loving Trey Palmer, even though he's a disappointment. So you can read about that on playerprofiler.com. And following up on my free agency coverage, I will be dropping a free agency winners article soon. So the top 5 teams that made the most valuable signings during the free agency period. Spoiler alert, the Detroit Lions are going to be at the number 1 spot. So they've been the biggest winner so far in my eyes. And so you'll be able to read about that soon. My bold prediction, so I've kind of been talking about for a few months now. I first posited it back in January, and now it's becoming ever more likely that Lamar Jackson is not a Baltimore Raven. He has asked for a trade. There are only a certain amount of teams that I think are truly in a good position to make the necessary moves to get Lamar Jackson should they have enough money in escrow, and that team is the Detroit Lions. I'm going to say it once again. Lamar Jackson is a Detroit Lion.
Love it. I hope you're right. Because, well, I don't want to see Lamar in the NFC North, actually. But if that happens, it's great for fantasy football, and I'm all for it. I'm here to tell you, I'll go ahead and be the first one to say it. I don't really, I mean, you got to go check out the articles in the news and analysis section on the Player Profiler website. It's where you find that, all the good work of Matt Babich and Ahaan Rungta and all the other writers. Theo's Dynasty trades, he's actually made, and he gives you trade analysis from one of the premier high-stakes players in Dynasty, if I can speak correctly. So you got to go check that out, including a really spicy one that involves Kenneth Walker and DK Metcalf that I'm sure Ahaan Rungta does not agree with whatsoever. So you got to go read it to find out. For me, you can follow me on Twitter at Seth_DIEWOLD, and you can check me out on YouTube, same name on YouTube, where I post Justin Fields rants and tirades about the travesty that has been the Chicago Bears. Hopefully not anymore, but we'll see. They could, as my good friend Harry Snowman says, they could always screw it up. So I'm here. I'll love them no matter what. That's the kind of sicko I am. But anyway, that's the show. That's it. Thanks for tuning in with us. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Ahaan. Thank you, Matt, my co-host on this show. And we will catch you guys next time. And if you think that I don't know if this joke's getting old, but I'm hitting that end screen. I tell you, it might take me a minute to find it. All right. But I'm hitting it right now.
Hey, you like that video? Be sure to subscribe and activate those alerts so you get notified as soon as new videos drop. And be sure to check out playerprofiler.com. We have all the tools for you to dominate every type of fantasy league. We have a draft kit, Dynasty Deluxe, data analysis, DFS Dominator, and don't forget the player rankings to rule them all.